following episode contains violence. I am in mortal peril. Oh, use your discretion, for I know you love me and might faint to consider a knife pointed to my alabaster breast. From 1603 and Tudor Time Machine, this is episode 1 of Out Brief Candle.
I'm Gage.
I'm Jessica.
And we are Tudor Time Machine. Don't miss any of our episodes. Subscribe to our Tudor Time Machine channel on YouTube or Podbean.
Or any other podcast service. We're on all of them. And we are here with our favorite 16th century time traveler, Lady Philadelphia Carey.
Philadelphia, you are here as an eyewitness to one of the greatest playwrights who ever lived, William Shakespeare. He loved plays full of drama and bloody ends.
I have witnessed them with my own eyes. Oh, my ningles, what delicious horrors!
Philadelphia, as a witness to history, we want to know, how did 16th century actors terrify audiences? How did they make it all look real?
Did they really use pig's blood?
Did they use retractable daggers? Was the stage combat choreographed ahead of time? How did it work?
Fie on it! I will tell you I speak of real murder. Murder, murder, murder most foul. Horror has beset the playing company of Master William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare involved in a murder? That really doesn't seem possible. By all accounts, he was a mild guy and he just wanted to raise his station in life and become a gentleman.
Which he did. By the end of his life, he'd earned the title of gentleman, and he even bought his own coat of arms.
Shakespeare was born a middle-class guy in 1564 to a glove maker in Stratford-upon-Avon.
Cease this symposium, you history-bewitched, fact-yapping pod ladies! The globe has been the scene of a bloody murder. The wooden O resounds with heart-wrenching screams. Knives, weapons, fighting, and madness. And this is not a play, not Macbeth, not Lear. The dagger is sharp, the blood is real, the screams are no sham. Oh, be still my heart. How my quaking bosom restrains my breath. But I must take hold of myself. I am Philadelphia Carey, Lady Scrope, daughter of Henry Carey, Baron Hunsdon, granddaughter of Lady Mary Boleyn. Oh, and long-distance wife to Timothy. Timothy? I think you mean Thomas. Oh, Thomas. Yes, Thomas Baron Scrope of Bolton. The lady's lineage is mighty, you consider. Why then would such a one care to meddle in the bloody matters of low-born players?
Low-born? I am not some snobby, silly snit. I never, ever thought that.
Neither did I, because I'm not some haughty, high-born Helen. Pitikins, alack, alack, alack.
Philadelphia, are you saying there was really a murder at the Globe?
Wait. We have done so much research about the 16th century London theater, but I don't think we've ever come across a record of a murder at the Globe Theater. I think you saw a stage murder and you scared yourself, Philadelphia. Scared myself, forsooth.
Okay, Philadelphia. Maybe it's a hidden history.
I've read everything by Emma Smith and James Shapiro, and they never said anything about a murder at the Globe.
Come on, it's possible. And it's intriguing. Maybe it was covered up.
How shall I spend time in your company, you modern-tongued toadies, who take the words of a harlot and a varlet over those of noble moi? They are not harlots and varlets, Philadelphia. They are academics. There are no records of a murder at the Globe.
Philadelphia is very serious.
You show me no humanity. Though I have called you ningles, you turn your backs on me.
That is not true.
I am trapped here, and I have but little time to speak to you.
Philadelphia, what is going on?
It was only a few hours ago that I stole from King James's court. King James's court?
Right, what about Elizabeth?
God's blood, you beseech me to tell all, and yet you interfere with your baby bird chirping. Silence! My good Lady Queen died in her bed on March 24th, 1603. Do you not know your history? We have a new king, and long live James I, say I. Avaunt! I scurried through the town to reach the Globe Theatre.
You were going to tell us all about the goings-on with Shakespeare's company.
No, indeed. I had a more intriguing reason. I struck out into the night, all alone, with only one servant. Your servant is a person, Philadelphia.
She has a name.
Oh, you are buzzing flies. I swat you. To ease my way out of court unnoticed, I donned the clothes of a high-born youth, and Jane, my maid, was dressed as a low-born youth. We stole across the city. The Globe was quiet. The day's performance had ended, and the audience gone home. Into the tiring room. Yes, there he awaited me, the object of my desire, my love, my paramour, my own Richard Burbage.
Richard Burbage, I know that name.
He was the son of James Burbage, one of England's first theatre impresarios. Richard Burbage was a leading actor and a shareholder of the Lord Chamberlain's men, and he was, by all accounts, a very close friend and collaborator of Shakespeare's. He originated the role of Romeo and Hamlet and so many other parts. He was a massive star of the Elizabethan and early Jacobean stage.
So accomplished. Are you starstruck, Philadelphia?
I, starstruck by a commoner? It is he who is struck by me, a noble lady of the court. But I confess it, Dickie B is irresistible, and if one is to descend to a commoner, better he be a man of renown.
I would expect nothing less. Did he know about the murder? Did he tell you of it as soon as you arrived?
We had other things to attend. We knew not what awaited us.
But could you feel something in the air?
Only the breeze on my bare bottom.
Oh my God.
I was greatly enjoying myself. My Dickie B had fetched some lovely costumes, and we donned them. I was adorned as Venus, the goddess of love. He is the hunter Adonis. Oh, yes, I admit he is a bit old to be a young hunter, but he was as lusty as any love-maddened youth. Oh, yes, my bee has not lost the froth of the draught. His pizzles sprang up like a jack-in-the-box.
That's very nice for you, Philadelphia.
But maybe not that pertinent to murder.
Let's just say you and Burbage had some fun. And then...
We were spent, and together we lay in each other's arms, when... Alack! My heart leapt into my mouth. A pounding on the door. My Jane hissed, "Open up, mistress! Please, let me in! Something is amiss!" Burbage jumped up and swung the door open. Jane clapped her hands over her eyes, and I took up a veil to Burbage. Indeed, his paunch is not so appealing. "What mean you by this intrusion?" he thundered in his big voice. My Jane said, "There is a great flurry in the yard, sir." Dickie B blanched, and Pizzle Flying ran to discover. Yikes.
Wow, that is a visual.
I am a lady of the court. I considered behaving as such and prepared to swoon, but I could not, for Burbage returned and, without a stitch on, revealed the naked truth. "A murder! A murder! A man has been murdered." Jane threw herself in my arms, all a-quiver. Burbage said, "My love, you must flee, hugger-mugger. I would not have you discovered here." Our clothes were helter-skelter about the room, but quick as a wink we were dressed and out across the stage. Yet no audience beheld us. We were as ghosts. Burbage took my hand, looked deep into my eyes, and said, "I will use the swivel to break you from the horrors of this wooden...
Wait, what is the swivel?
The swivel is a special effect contraption that they used in Elizabethan theatre to make storm sounds. We may think of early modern theatre as being pretty rudimentary, but actually the sets and effects were elaborate and audiences loved them. The swivel had a taut rope, and when released, a firecracker rocket whooped across the stage and made an impressive, crowd-pleasing boom.
Philadelphia, Burbage's plan was to attach you to the rope and shoot you across the stage?
Indeed, but the big booby could not still his quivering hand to operate the machine. He did sweat like an ox, and I could not kiss him.
Well, why didn't you just walk out the door?
You care nothing for my fate. I am a lady. 'Tis better to crack my head and lose my emerald ring than to be discovered to be the paramour of a commoner. I needed to avoid detection. By streaking across the stage like a firecracker?
No one would notice that.
Silence, blabbering blunderheads. Footsteps and a cry. Burbage, Burbage, hell's bells, where are you, man? It is Shakespeare calls, Burbage said. My love, go down the trapdoor. Beware the fellows in the trap room. Take my cloak therein and drape yourself. Follow the passage. There will be an exit. Avant.
So you are with Burbage and Jane, but you can hear Shakespeare calling.
What did I care for Shakespeare? I was all a tremble. The trapdoor was heavy. Jane and I could barely budge it. I fell over a great hollow pasteboard tree. Yet I persevered. Jane pricked herself on a centurion's spear and made such a fuss, the ninny. We hid ourselves by creeping next to the wall and hiding beneath the cloak. 3 goblins moved a large cauldron.
Goblins like Rumpelstiltskin?
Have you no poetry? You would have plagued it out of Homer. These men, these goblins, noticed us not.
So who were the men? Did you know them?
Could you get a look at them? No, I could not. First, it was very dark. Second, they were lowly. And thirdly, I was terrified I should ruin my hose with liquid fear.
Did you find the door?
We could see the outer door. A lady should not, and yet the moment called, I ran across the yard. Not fast as I would wish, because my eyes were misty, and I felt the world careen about me. I heard someone at my heels. I turned, and it was...
Who?
It was but Jane. And that gave me strange courage, and I grasped the door and wrenched it open.
And was it freedom?
A horror befell my eyes. A dark figure stood, his figure filling the doorways that all fear. He stepped to me, his beaky mane close enough to my eye that my lashes brushed the tip.
You were trapped by a monster?
No, 'twas a plague doctor.
The plague had broken out?
Fermez le spigot mouth. The figure looked a creature from hell itself. His voice unearthly and muffled.
Dark Sirrah, the pestilence has come to the city. You cannot leave this building. Back or I shall strike you dead.
I could say nothing. He called me Sirrah. He spoke to me as if I were a lowly youth, and indeed I was dressed as such. I stepped back. The horrible plague doctor reached out a gloved hand and slammed the door in my face. Alack, I am trapped in the globe, and with a murderer.
Plague outside and murderer inside.
Philadelphia, are you okay? I have stolen back to the tiring room. It is empty, but for the fetid air of fear. I am alone.
Oh no, what happened to Jane?
Oh, fie on it. She is here with me. She is safe. Why must you always be asking after one so insignificant? Friends, true to us, true crime amontes, I can carry no longer. Listen in next time to Outbrief Candle and subscribe on YouTube. Make Tudor Time Machine a huge presence on the web.
Outbrief Candle is a production of 1603 and Tudor Time Machine. Many thanks to Barber Surgeon Master Mark, and you'll look fantastic in our Outbrief Candle swag. The link is on the YouTube channel. You'll be Tudorific in the t-shirts. And thank you for joining us.